So, your kid likes Pokemon and their games? Well, here are some Pokemon games then. Or should I say Pokemon-Like. Hello everyone, thanks for watching Total Level here with a new series simply called Check It Out. In this, I talk about a certain number of video games that people may be interested in based on the theme for the video. These aren't necessarily games that I've beaten, but rather ones that I want to talk about just in case you yourself may want to look for it yourself, regardless if I enjoy the game or not. But I will be clear about each game and whether or not I beaten them or if I enjoyed them and things like that, so you would know if you want to see more videos on these games before possibly checking them out yourself. With that out of the way, I want to talk about Pokemon-like games out there. I recently talked about my top 5 Pokemon games and have been playing a few games of that Pokemon style. Now, to be a Pokemon-like, these games are ones that use creatures or monsters to battle for you, along with obtaining multiple or recruiting different ones to battle for you. I try to cover a good variety of both modern games along with some older titles, so let's take a look. Now, the first one I want to mention here is something that I'm not too fond of, but I still want to mention it just in case people want to check it out, and it's Temtem. Now, a big reason why I'm not a big fan of this one is because this is an online-only game. You have to be online all the time, including your name, so if a name's taken, you have to try and figure out a name and remember, yeah, I got frustrated and just name me or something like that is my name, or let me name that was it, and yes, but this follows a lot of that Pokemon formula, right? This game's very heavily inspired by Pokemon, was a Kickstarter, and I just want to quickly mention it here just in case people may want to check this out, because just because it's not really a game for me doesn't mean it's not going to be a game for you. Now, when we're talking about Pokemon-like games, we gotta talk about Digimon, as there's a lot of good Digimon games out there, so if you want to talk about first is Digimon World's Next Order, as if you're like me and grew up with Digimon World on PS1 and loved it, then you'll probably enjoy this one. I just started this as it kind of feels like a remake of Digimon World, right? Because it's kind of the same idea and concept. You're rebuilding a city with Digimon, and you're also taking care of your Digimon. You get to pick 2 out of like 8 different ones to start with and everything. And yeah, so far it's just giving me a lot of nostalgia of Digimon World and really enjoying it so far. You know, you have to take care of your Digimon, you know, feed them, make them go to the bathroom, you're training them, all this cool little things. So yeah, you may want to check it out. And if you're not if you're not really into that pet simulator kind of style, then maybe you want to check out the Digimon Cyber Sleuth games. So you can buy the complete collection on like PC, Switch, which the Switch physical version usually goes on sale pretty quickly, and these ones play more like your traditional Pokemon games of turn-based combat, and you know, you're collecting Digimon along the way and having them battle for you and everything like that, right? So yeah, if you want more of that Pokemon experience, then the Digimon Cyber Sleuth games are probably for you, but yeah, these are still really cool games, and yeah, I haven't checked out Survive yet, so that's why I'm not really mentioning that here, but yeah, some cool Digimon games for you to maybe check out. Now, while Digimon shares similarities with Pokemon and everything, it was inspired by Tamagotchi, and also it was able to do its own thing. This next one though, Nexomon, is as blatant of a ripoff as you can get, But that's not to say this game is not fun, because there's a lot of fun to be had with this. So another game I just kind of started and, playing through, and I have to say, despite its kind of cheap budget looking like just a cash grab mobile game or something like that, there's a lot of fun to be had with this. There's like, it follows Pokemon to a T of, collecting these Nexomon, going to gyms, everything like that. But yeah, there's just, a lot of kind of cool designs with these Nexomon. And also, this game goes on sale a lot for Nexomon and Nexomon Extinction. So yeah, like, I bought this game physically on PS4 for $10, and yeah, you can usually find this game for quite cheap, and it might be worth your time because, like I said, it's it's actually a pretty solid game. Next, we have a game that I just love. It's Jade Cocoon Story of the Tamamayu. So yeah, I really adored this game, and it's a pretty simple RPG, not too difficult at all, and it's also fairly short, around 20 hours or so, which is pretty short for an RPG. But yeah, just really enjoy this game. I think it's because of how many combinations you can make, because what's cool about this one is instead of monsters sort of evolving and all that, you get to merge monsters together to make a completely new one. So there's 4 elements in this game: fire, water, air, and earth. And what's really neat about this one is just how, yeah, you can merge like a fire element, a water element, make a new monster that's both fire and water, right? And yeah, there's so many cool combinations you can do as you're playing as Levant, who becomes a Cocoon Master in order to, help and save his village from an upcoming threat, right? And yeah, it's just cool to, like, I just really love this game. It's also cool to see kind of artists from Studio Ghibli work on this game, and you see in the cutscenes, and yeah, it's just a game I really adore, and it's something I always love to recommend, especially for a Pokemon-like game. Next, I have Dragon Quest Monsters here. Now, I only have Dragon Quest Monsters Joker on the DS, so that's why I'm showing that one, but there's a lot of different Dragon Quest Monsters games out there, right? And yeah, they're really fun, kind of Pokemon-like sort of RPGs, right? Where, instead of fighting these, Dragon Quest monsters, you're recruiting them and having them fight for you against Dragon Quest monsters. But yeah, it's just, another fun little spin-off of the Dragon Quest games. I'm looking forward to the Switch game that's going to come out later this year, right? Like, that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just another solid series. I hope to get the other games at some point. I know they can be a bit expensive, so yeah, some people might have to think about maybe emulation with some of these, but I do recommend this series because yeah, it's just another fun Pokemon-like game. So yeah, if you like Pokemon and you like Dragon Quest, it's a match made in heaven. Now, I want to talk about World of Final Fantasy because this is a game a lot of people skipped out on, and I talked about this in my top 5 video about giving games a second chance, with this being one of them, as it is a lot of fun, and if you can get past kind of the chibi art style with a lot of the character models, then you'll find a lot of fun with this one, because it's basically Pokemon meets Final Fantasy, as you're playing as Lon and Rain, who, have amnesia, of course they do, and are on a journey to kind of save the land while also trying to regain their own memories and things like that. And along the way, you're recruiting kind of Final Fantasy characters, so you're recruiting a lot of the monsters from Final Fantasy, Chocobos, Moogles. You're going to meet up with Final Fantasy characters too, who aren't necessarily going to be party members, but you can do special attacks with a lot of them, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun to be had. Now, it does overstay its welcome, as it's around 50 hours. I think this game would have been perfect around 30 hours or so, but regardless of that, it's a very fun Pokemon-like game that I think more people should check out. Next, we have Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, another game that I'm just starting to play through slowly, as, yeah, the parts I played, it's a lot of fun, it's another fun kind of Pokemon-like game for people to check out. And, I talked to a lot of people who have beat this game, right, and enjoyed the whole story throughout, so it's also one that's usually on sale quite often. Like, I got my copy on the Switch off a sale, right? And yeah, you can also check out Monster Hunter Stories on the 3DS, but just like with Dragon Quest Monsters, I only have this one, right? But yeah, it's a really fun game. It's also a good way to introduce people to Monster Hunter, or if people weren't really a fan of just the Monster Hunter games of, kind of that strategic kind of combat of, really taking your time defeating these monsters and everything, this is a good way to introduce people, I think, to Monster Hunter. And yeah, so far I'm having a lot of fun, and if you can get this game, especially on sale for like 20-30 bucks, I think it's well worth checking out. Now, anytime I get to talk about No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, I will, and this won't be the last time you see a level 5 game on here, as No Kuni is such a fantastic RPG, having a lot of those Pokemon elements as you're battling using familiars, and they evolve over time, along with having such an emotional storyline, and just, again, gorgeous animation, as this was a collab with Studio Ghibli, and yeah, it's a gorgeous game, and yeah, I love this game so much. There's definitely issues with it when it comes to like gathering quests and things like that, but overall, man, there's just so much to love about this, and yeah, it's a game that I'll keep preaching on and on. You can buy the remastered versions along with even the Switch version. I think you can get for pretty cheap, but I know like the remasters on like PS4 and Xbox you can get for under 10 bucks, right? But yeah, well worth money there. I love this game. Next up, I wanted to talk about the Spectrobes games, 2 on the DS, 1 on the Wii now. I just recorded for the Wii version Origins because on the DS it does require using the DS microphone, so it's just easier to capture on the Wii, just so you know, but all 3 are really fun games, especially the second game, Beyond the Portals, and the third game here, Origins, on the Wii. So it's really cool too, because this game was made by Disney Interactive, and I believe it was the first, if only, game they made that's actually a brand new IP that wasn't a licensed property, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And in these games, yeah, you're summoning these Spectrobes, going up against kind of these things called the Crawl, who are invading different star systems with it throughout the galaxy, right? And it's just really solid games. You know, the designs of the Spectrobes aren't going to be on the level as, say, Pokemon or anything, but they're still very solid. The gameplay's a lot of fun, especially the Wii version I found. It's really fun to play. Now, you do have to get used to some gimmicky controls here and there, both on the Wii and DS for sure, but overall, all three of these games I know you can pick up for like $10 each, if even less than that, right? And they're all very solid, fun games to play. And yeah, I beat the first two. I'm making my way through Origins, but you know, very solid series. And the final Pokemon-like series I want to talk about is Yokai Watch. So, like I said, we were going to come back with level 5 again, as the Yokai series is so fun. Every single game is an absolute blast, at least for me to play. You know, I still have a few to beat, but yeah, just amazing collection of games and everything. Now, unfortunately, because of the 3DS closing and everything like that, a lot of the prices have gone up, with Yokai Watch games really going up a lot, except for the first game. So yeah, fortunately, especially for the third one, you may have to use emulation for that, because that game's very expensive as of right now. Hopefully it'll come down in price at some point, but yeah, these games are just really cool. Level 5, please give us Yokai Watch 4 localized. I love playing that game, but man, I would love if I could read Japanese, because it's such a fun game, that one. It plays a lot like, yeah, the first No Kuni game, and just every yokai game that I played is just an absolute blast to play. It's one of my favorite series out there, definitely my favorite series from level 5, and yeah, I hope we get more localized, but who knows, right? And so that's just a handful of Pokemon-like games for you to maybe check out, right? As there's many other Pokemon-like games out there, so you know, there could be a part 2 on this series at some point. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you find something in this video that you yourself might want to check out that you'll also enjoy, right? And yeah, I want to do this every now and then, you know, kind of just having a theme and a handful of games for people to maybe check out, you know, see what's what, right? So, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see any of my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.